Hey, so we're going to talk through the first 4 challenges on this quick video. The first challenge in our scavenger hunt is Hopscotch Visitation. This is going to be 5 points every time a person on their team does the hopscotch while calling out the numbers loudly and showing team spirit. There's going to be 7 teams. Every team is going to make a hopscotch, and every kid can do all the other hopscotches once. So this is going to be a lot of kids doing a lot of hopscotch. You just need, if you're a judge for this, you just need to, you'll have a clipboard and just 7 sections on your clipboard that you can just make a check mark, make a tally mark. When you see a red bandana kid do it and do a good job, just tally it, check it off. And when I say do a good job, I mean, again, I think this is going to be pretty much 5 points or no points. It's not going to be too hard to judge it. The trick is to have an efficient system to just tallying up who's done what. I'm hopeful that we'll have enough judges to have 1 mom or dad at each hopscotch, but you might have to manage 2. Next one, analog clock using real hands. You're going to have a huge clock drawn on the pavement, and a pair of kids will come and you'll say, make 3:15. The shorter kid with the shorter hands points toward the short hands of a clock, and the taller kids with the longer hands acts as the minute hand on the clock, and they just create that time while they're standing there, or they could even sit. But you just will call out 2 different times for each pair of kids, and it's just 5 points every time a pair from that team does the correct time. Every pair can do it twice, and I'm imagining it in a row. So you'd have 2 kids in the middle call out 1 time, check if they do it or not, call out another time, check if they do it or not. What if they mess up and they want to have a 3rd try? I don't know, y'all need to figure that out. My son Nick is going to be overseeing this scavenger hunt in the day of, and I don't want to micromanage it too much. I've got really smart people who volunteered to be judges, so the goal here is learning, so you figure out what's the best way to manage that. Step counting is going to take place in 2 locations at the front of each of the church buildings. And the key here is to recognize that the older kids shouldn't get away with saying they can only count by 2s. If we have a 14-year-old show up and he can only count by 2s, he just gets to not do this challenge, okay? So I have set it up so they're supposed to tell you when they get there, I can count by 8s, 9s, and 10s, or whatever. They're supposed to give you 3 options, and then just determine if those are reasonable, and if they are, say, okay, great, then count by 8s. And then check, again, tally marks. This is just a tally mark system on this one. How many kids with the red bandana did you see do the step counting correctly? All right, mental math exercise challenge is going to work like this. There's going to be a section of the parking lot where kids can go, and when the kid shows up, he says, give me a challenge. So if it's a little kid, the judge can say, all right, what's 2 + 3? I want you to hop on your left foot that many times. And then when the kid does it, you put a tally mark in that kid's team section to say that he's earned 5 points for his team. You need harder challenges for the older kids, but it needs to be something they can do in their head. My son Nick, I think, will be creating a list of sample challenges. You can also just make them up. I listed jumping rope, jumping jacks, hopping. If you come up with your own ideas, that's great. And I think I will end this video here, and then we'll do another video for the other challenges.